All right, thanks to Kate to Create. I just saw your comment, and this looks like a cool one to check out. Let's go into this fresh and see.
All right, it's Ruben J here at the USA Network premiere for the mid-season premiere of Suits for season 5 with Meghan Markle. Actually,
so really quick, I've heard that this can be a bit of her bullying. He seems a little bit nervous. Seems nice, but a bit nervous. So maybe she sees an opportunity. Let's see.
We'll use the Rick cards.
Hey, we'll use the Rick cards.
So, Rick and I'll answer on his behalf.
There you go. Well, I gotta ask you because you play Rachel, who's Mike's love interest in the show.
Right.
Who did it?
So right away, I don't know if you noticed, she looked angry and like she's like her fast blinking, and look at these angry expressions. It's funny, she reminds me so much of a woman I knew who was really nasty to people, like very similar mannerisms, which is why I think this stuff can be education. We could, look for these things in our own lives and how to handle those situations. So what I'm getting from her a little bit is she again is playing the stereotype of like, I'm this super important star and you're wasting my time, you're not prepared. I think she always puts herself in that frame of like this ultra celebrity, but now she's taking on like the jerk version of that. Whereas I think a cool celebrity, like they might be kind of empathizing with the guy. And she's not an ultra celebrity, especially not then.
No.
How do you not know?
Of course I know, but I can't tell you.
You can tell me off camera.
No, and here's the thing. People think they want to know, but no one wants a spoiler.
Yeah, you don't want to
It takes all the fun out of it, right? Exactly. So I think what's been so interesting is like, as a person, I read the script before we shoot it, and I call the creator Aaron. I'm like, what? And I read it like a viewer, and then I have to take a step back and read it as Rachel would, right?
That would have been really funny, but she just didn't deliver it well when she's like, I don't know and I can't tell you. It just wasn't funny. And I'm still getting nervous vibes from him. And I think she stares at him a bit intensely. It's a little bit awkward.
I guess. Who is it?
Yeah.
I think it's Scott.
Okay.
Look at her
my reasoning is, tell me this makes sense.
How she's so curt, like, yeah, okay. I think she's just determining that this guy's like not worth her time. I think she's just sizing him up. She's like, okay, he's a bit nervous. I don't think he's for a big network. This is not worth my time. And I don't think like it even crosses her mind like, hey, this guy's doing an interview. This guy could be nervous. Like basically him mattering. Which I can understand if someone's ultra famous, they might not always have tons of time, but she wasn't that famous. So to me, it looks like she's sizing up the situation. She's not seeing a huge benefit, and she's getting a little curt. So let's see where it goes.
Tell me.
Is obviously Harvey chose Mike over Scott. So Scott is going to take the one thing that obviously is more important to her, to Harvey, and take it away from him. That's my thought process.
Okay.
And according to
just her curt speaking and tell me again, she like hides behind this thing like, oh, you can't handle me because I'm strong. That's not strong. That's rude. I mean, whatever gender you are, that's just rude. It's not, oh, you don't like strong women. She's being rude. Again, the most successful person I know, really successful, like Deca millionaire, is just so soft-spoken, so polite, very strong person, went through a lot and became really successful. She's just being rude.
Gene, I'm way off, so I don't.
I think you're pretty off.
Yeah, well, no.
But it's a really good guess. The logic makes sense.
Storyline.
Yeah. The logic
That's probably what I would have gone with. Now, in season 1, when Mike got hired, you had no interest in him, or at least played it off. At what point do you think throughout the 4 seasons?
I also think too, this guy's like not super confident, but he seems like a fun, friendly guy. I feel like it would have the potential to be a really fun interview. She's just very like, I think, feel impatient and judgy. Just kind of like judgy. Seems like the sort of person you couldn't relax around.
Or did Rachel start? I'm getting them all confused.
Meghan was like, you know what, Mike, this fictitious character, there's something here. But Rachel, meanwhile...
When did Rachel
I don't know why she's putting her hand on him, too. It's weird. Like, I feel like if she saw that, it was like the reverse way. She would say it was some kind of like microaggression or something.
I think she probably, the middle of season 1 as we're watching that courtship develop, she probably just found him so refreshing because she was so accustomed to these men that had this bravado and this posturing, more of the Logan Sander types, right? Like the guys that come in with all this ego, and Mike is the opposite of that.
With resentment, and she's talking about fictional characters who don't exist, and she's still saying it with resentment. Granted, she resents a lot of people, men and women, but I don't know if you noticed that, like, the men, like...
So even though his, confidence has developed over the past few seasons, certainly it's a very different approach at the onset.
I can't remember what else I was going to ask you.
You don't even have a card for me.
I have a card for you. It's probably the blank one.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. There it is.
Oh, there
There it is.
Who did it?
Okay, so,
Who did Rachel?
Okay, so playing Rachel.
Why did
What's
Rachel
it like
fall
playing
for
Rachel?
It's great.
Like Rachel's obviously, like,
I don't
for
know
me,
what's going on there, trying to be playful or something like that, but I feel like this one's going to be fun. We'll continue a little bit later.